This intermediate Vinyasa flow is going to strengthen and stretch the entire body while getting the heart rate up and hopefully challenging the mind as well. Let's go ahead and begin coming into a comfortable seated position on your mat. Close the eyes, get long through the spine, and maybe roll the shoulders back. Relax through the hip creases, and then tune into your breath, your Ujjayi breath. So that's a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the nose. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, go ahead and take a moment to do so. And now blink the eyes open and start to lift the right hand towards the sky, taking the left palm to the outside of the left hip. Side bend over to the left, really reaching. And then start to swivel the chest open towards the sky, gazing up. Remember the breath. And then come back through center. Same thing on the other side. The left hand reaches, the right hand plants. And we're side bending over to the right. Really elongating through the side body and then swiveling the chest open towards the sky, gazing up and then back towards center. And now find your way into a tabletop position on all fours. We're going to flow through a few rounds of cat-cow. So whenever you're ready, you're going to inhale, sink the belly, gaze forward, and exhale, curl the spine, gazing in towards the belly. Inhale, arch the spine, look up. Exhale, curl in. Use the core in your transitions, and inhale, find your cow pose. And exhale into cat. Inhaling again, coming into cow pose, sinking the belly. Exhale, cat, really reaching the spine up. And now settle back into your tabletop position, finding a neutral spine. We're going to extend the right arm out in front of us and the left leg back behind us, coming into bird dog pose. So extending from fingertip to toe tip, and then start to bend through that back lifted knee. Curling in, extending back out. Curl in, extend. Curl in, extend. Curl in, extend. One more time, curl in, keep it there. Reach the right arm back, grabbing the inside of the left ankle. Reach the sole of the left foot towards the sky and draw the chest up and back. On the next exhale, release down slowly and we'll prepare for the other side. So this time lift left arm out in front of us, right leg back behind us, extend in opposite directions, and then whenever you feel stable, start to bend that right knee, and then extend out long. Curl in, extend, curl in, extend, curl in, extend, curl in, and reach back with the left hand grabbing right ankle. Keep the hips square, really reaching that lifted foot up higher towards the sky, drawing the chest back, getting a nice back bend and chest opener, and then slowly release to the ground. Come back into that tabletop position, tuck the toes, and this time we're going to hover the knees about 2 inches above the ground. So engage the core, inhale, exhale, and then go ahead and lift the hips up and back, finding your first downward dog. Take any movements that you need. If you need to wiggle out your dog, pedal the feet, and then settle back into your neutral downward dog. And then start to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, coming into your three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, and then square the hips back off. And we're going to step the right foot forward between the hands, coming into low lunge. So the back knee comes to the ground. We lift the arms up overhead. Remember the breath. Inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we're going to plant the left hand, tucking the back toes. Lift the right arm up towards the ceiling for a high lunge twist. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, plant the right hand outside of the right foot, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Grasp opposite elbows and just start to shift your weight back and forward between heels and the balls of the feet. And on the next inhale, press the palms into the shins, gazing forward, flat back, and then exhale, fold back down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, arms reach up overhead, and on the exhale, we're going to bend over to the right side, side bend. And then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, rise back up through center once more. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the palms and step or hop back into your plank pose. We'll exhale, chaturanga, bending the elbows in towards the ribs. Hold it here. And then inhale, upward dog. And finally, exhale, finding your way into your downward dog. This time we'll inhale, lift the left leg into your three-legged dog, bend at the knee, opening the hip, and then square the hips back off, and we'll step the left leg forward between the hands, coming into low lunge on the other side. Arms reach up overhead. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we'll plant the right hand, tucking the back toes and rising up off of that back knee. Lift the left hand to the ceiling, high lunge twist. On the next exhale, plant the left hand outside of the front foot, step the back foot forward, forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms come up overhead. Exhale, side bend over to the right side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale, back through center. And this time as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees, sink the hips into chair pose. Go ahead and bring the palms to touch at heart center and start to shift your weight onto the balls of your feet. Hold here. And then settle back into chair. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in again. Plant the palms, step or hop back, finding your vinyasa. So chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg into your three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip, and then step the right foot forward, coming into warrior two. So the back foot swivels down, the front knee is at a 90-degree angle. Arms come to a T, gazes over the front fingertips. And then go ahead and start to reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back through your warrior two. And then exhale, find your way into side angle, so right elbow comes to rest on the right knee, or it reaches down to the inside of the right foot. Elongate through the side body, extending all the way through the left fingertips, and swivel the chest open towards the sky. And on the exhale, we'll plant the fingertips, working our way into pyramid pose. So the back foot swivels forward, so both feet facing forward, and we're going to inhale, halfway lift, getting some length through the spine, and then exhale, fold, hinging at the hips over that front leg. So intense hamstring stretch. On the next inhale, we bend through the front knee and rise up into high lunge. Try to get straighter through that back leg by drawing the back heel closer to the back of the mat. On the next exhale, plant the palms on either side of the right leg, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold back in. Inhale to rise all the way up to stand. On the exhale, bend the elbows to 90 degrees with fingertips facing up. And we're going to cross right arm over the left and then see if you can keep wrapping, bringing your left fingertips to touch the inside of the right palm. For more of an opening, start to slowly arch back into a light back bend, opening through the shoulders a little more in your eagle arms. The inhale brings you back to center, and we're going to begin to lift the left leg into a 90-degree angle. And then start to extend the leg out long, flexing the foot, pushing the heel away, and then draw it back into 90-degree angle and set it down. Exhale, we fold forward, keeping the eagle arms. And then release your grip. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms and step back, finding your flow, flowing through your chaturanga, your upward dog, and exhaling, downward dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the left leg into three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip, square the hips off, and step the left foot forward between the hands, rising up to warrior two. Settle into the pose, take a breath, and then flip the front palm, reaching back, reversing your warrior, finding length in your left side body, and then inhale your way back into warrior two. Exhale, finding your way into side angle. Left elbow comes to the left knee or reaches to the inside of the left foot. The gaze is up, and then we'll plant the fingertips, swiveling the back foot forward. So we're in an extended pyramid pose. On the next inhale, we'll bend deeply through the front knee into a 90-degree bend. Raise the arms up, high lunge. Actively work on straightening the back leg a little bit more. And then we'll exhale, plant the fingertips on either side of the left foot, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, we halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms reach up. Exhale, bend at the elbows, bringing arms to 90 degrees. And this time we cross left arm on top of right and keep wrapping until maybe the right fingertips touch the inside of the left palm. For more of an opening, arch back on the exhale. Take a breath here. And then come back through center again on the inhale. Get grounded through the left leg and then start to lift the right leg to a 90-degree bend. Use the core and then start to straighten the leg out in front of you, reaching the heel away from you, flexing the foot, and then bend it back into 90 degrees and slowly lower the foot down to the ground. Exhale, we fall forward over the legs, forward fold, and start to unwind, releasing your eagle arm grip. And then inhale, rise up to halfway lift. Exhale, we fold again, planting the palms, finding your vinyasa, flowing through chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. This time we lift the right leg, sweep it forward, find your way into high lunge, lift the arms up, find your footing, and then start to bend through the back knee until it's an inch off the ground, and then back up. Bend down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. One more time down, and this time we're going to step forward into your warrior three. Deep breath here, deep inhale through the nose. And on the exhale, we'll release the fingertips to the ground, coming into standing split. If you want to grasp the ankle with the hand, feel free to go ahead and do so. Keep reaching that left heel higher towards the sky. And then replant the fingertips, bend through that front knee, and step the left foot back into high lunge again. Arms reach up as we inhale and lengthen. And as we exhale, take a twist over to the right, hooking left elbow onto right knee. Palms touch at heart center. Inhale, lengthen. And on the exhale, we're going to step back foot forward into twisted chair. And then step back again into your lunge. Use the core to step forward again into your twisted chair pose. One last time, step back into twisted lunge. And one more time to step forward into twisted chair. Untwist, finding your way into forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale to rise, arms reach up. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift again. Plant the palms on the exhale, stepping back, finding your vinyasa. We'll exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift the left leg on the inhale, sweep it forward between the hands, reach the arms up, high lunge. Inhale, find some length in the spine, and exhale, bend through the back knee and back up. Bend again and back up. Bend again, back up. Bend again, back up. Bend again, back up. Bend one more time, back up. And then we'll step forward into your warrior three. Find some stability, find your gaze, find your steadiness, and then we'll set the fingertips down to the ground for standing splits. Feel free to grasp the left ankle to provide a little more leverage to get the right leg a little higher, and then plant the fingertips back again, stepping that right leg back into a high lunge. The arms reach up as we lengthen on the inhale, and on the exhale we twist over to the left, hooking right elbow to left knee. From here, we're going to find stability and step the back foot forward, twisted chair. Step the right foot back again, high lunge, and forward again to chair. Step back, twisted high lunge, step forward into your twisted chair, step back again, and step forward, and we exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold back in. Inhale, we rise up, arms reach up. Exhale, the palms come to heart center to touch. Shift your weight into your left leg, getting grounded, and then we're going to lift the right knee right out in front of you to a 90-degree bend, and then hook the right ankle right on top of the left knee. Start to sink the hips, coming into a figure four chair pose. Remember to keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee, and if you want more of a stretch, feel free to bow over into a figure four forward fold. And whenever you're ready, rise back up into your figure four chair pose, holding here, and then lift all the way up, reaching the arms up, releasing the right leg to the ground. We'll set up for the other side, so get grounded this time through the right leg. We'll lift the left knee to a 90-degree bend, and then cross left ankle right above right knee, sink the hips, bend the right knee deeper, coming into figure four chair pose. Fold forward if you wish for a deeper stretch, just remembering to keep that left foot flexed. And whenever you're ready, rising back up into your figure four chair pose briefly. And then reaching all the way up, releasing the left foot to the ground, maybe taking a slight back bend, and then folding forward. We'll inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold in, stepping or hopping back into your chaturanga, upward dog on the inhale, and exhale, downward dog. Engage your core and then start to slowly walk your hands to the back of the mat until you find yourself in forward fold. And then start to sink the hips, bending the knees all the way down to the ground, tucking the toes, sitting back on the heels for an intense foot stretch. You can bring the hands to heart center. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Inhale. Exhale, we'll release the pose and set up for camel pose. So we'll actually keep the toes tucked, coming into a position on our knees. We'll place our palms with fingers facing up on our lower back and start to lightly push the hips forward. Draw the elbows together, so the shoulder blades are now drawing together as well, and start to arch back. So the chest is leaning back and the gaze is up. If it's available, drop one hand to the heel and then the other. If it's okay on the neck, feel free to let the gaze start wandering back behind you, dropping the head a little bit more. Keep drawing the hips forward. And when you're ready to come out of the pose, take your hands back to your lower back and use the core to draw your torso back up. The head is the last to release. And just make your way into a tabletop position. And then slowly into child's pose, so letting the knees splay wide. We sit back onto the heels, reach the arms forward, forehead rests on the ground. On the next inhale, we rise up and find our way into a seated position. We'll extend both legs out long, and then bending the right knee, we'll take the right sole of the foot to the ground beside the left inner thigh. Planting the right fingertips behind us, we'll inhale, lifting the left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, twist over to the right side, hooking the left arm to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And then come back through center. Let the right knee fall to the ground to the right side, and slowly walk the fingertips forward. For every inhale, lengthen more through the spine, and for every exhale, walk the fingertips a little bit farther. The next inhale brings us back up. We're going to extend the right leg out long, bend the left knee, bringing the left sole of the foot to the ground. The right arm reaches up on the inhale, and we twist over to the left on the exhale. Once more, come back through center, and the left knee falls out to the left side, and we walk the fingertips forward towards our toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then slowly rise back up into a seated position, still bending the knees. Take the arms out long in front of us and roll down one vertebra at a time until you're in a position on your back, setting up for Shavasana, final resting pose. Let the breath go on autopilot and just be, releasing any energy that we've worked up from class. Take as much time as you need here, otherwise roll over onto one side and then up into a seated position. Let the eyes remain closed. Take a moment to notice the strength of your body in getting through this challenging class, and the strength of your mind to persist. And just give thanks to yourself. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.